Today's Polish word of the day is kłamca. Kłamca. It's Polish for liar, because today we're going to be talking about Andrzej Duda, Polish president, friend of Donald Trump, and all-around average right-wing politician. Recently, Duda started tweeting in English, as well as usual language is Polish. And what, do you ask, what was he tweeting about? Was it the millions of zloty that he wasted rescheduling the election from May until June because of the pandemic? Was it Poland's struggling nationalized healthcare system? No, it was to explain how he's not a total homophobe. But you know what? He is a total homophobe, and therefore a liar. Why is he a total liar, you might ask? I mean, all he did was start talking about how LGBT ideology is worse than communism shortly before an election where his seat is up. That's not suspicious at all. I'm not going to unpack all the nonsense Duda talks about here. But if Duda was actually okay with queer Polish people, he probably would have said something after conservative newspaper Gazeta Polska talked about including LGBT-free zone stickers with their paper in summer 2019. Or said something about the violence that erupted during a pride march in Białystok that same year. I mean, to heck with an angry mob throwing stones, glass bottles, and rotten vegetables at people. Or that Poland's nationalized healthcare system is still underfunded during a pandemic. The real issue in Poland? Sex education. And gay people. I mean, won't someone think of the children? I mean, not these children. Or these children. Or these children. But, you know, children. Like the general concept of children. Straight children. Honestly, I'm pretty sick of the Polish right talking about their concern for children or family when they have ignored or made excuses for the pedophilia problem in the Catholic Church. Yeah, I know that between 87 and 90% of Poles identify as Catholic, but that doesn't excuse the Church for its bad behavior. I'm also real tired of hearing about the Western ideologies infiltrating and changing Poland. As a queer American, I get this a lot. And I want to know what ideologies exactly. Like the separation of church and state, for example? I mean, it's a total decadent leftist ideology that should definitely be scrapped. Because Poland has a problem with religion influencing its government. There are mandatory religion classes in Polish public schools. When I say religion classes, I mean Catholic classes. There isn't a choice. Unless I miss the announcement that Polish schools will be offering Orthodox classes for the Ukrainian students. There's hundreds of thousands of Ukrainians working in Poland on migrant contracts. Or at least there were pre-pandemic. Sure, parents can opt their children out of these Catholic classes, but there's still the question, why is catechism being offered in a public school in the first place? And something to consider, the nuns teaching Catholic classes are also scabs. During the teacher strike in spring of 2019, nuns supervised tests so the schools didn't have to negotiate with the teachers' union, who are asking for higher wages. So who's really indoctrinating kids? I'm also real tired of the Polish ruling party, Prawo i Sprawiedliwość, Law and Justice in English, acting like it cares about children. I teach in Poland, and it hurts when my LGBT students ask me about their futures here. Or when I have to close the windows of my classroom because the hate group, Stop Pedophilia, is driving cars around with speakers on the roof, blaring garbage about how all gays are pedophiles. I cannot stand seeing the way my LGBT students look when they hear those messages, or the awkward way my straight students stare at the ground to avoid making eye contact with anyone. Hey, President Duda, you say you care about children? That you don't have a problem with LGBT people? Then prove it by making Poland safer for its queer citizens. Or is your line about disliking LGBT ideology just a way for you to rile up your conservative voter base before the election on the 28th of June? And honestly, comparing gay people to communism isn't even new. I mean, Polish bishop did that last summer. But I'm sure this is an election push. I mean, I remember the way PIS criticized the Witcher series in pop culture for its depiction of sexuality. I mean, wait. I don't remember them criticizing it. Somehow, this depiction of sexuality in Polish pop culture is fine. I wonder why. Did you know you can buy a statuette of Geralt from the infamous bathtub scene? I kind of want one. And you can also buy rainbow Polish eagle shirts, like the one I've got on. Ding! I know you totally want one. I've included links to 2 different Polish shops in the video description. If you want to know more about Poland's problems with homophobia, with links and research, check out my other videos on censorship and religion in Poland, and what happened in Białystok. I also have a guide for Poland's political parties. If you're Polish, vote early and tweet often. And no matter what country you're from, give me some nice analytics to look at. Let's yell into the void together.